Hello folks, welcome to Amshell Music Space channel, and in today's episode we will do some DIY stuff. For years so I had this idea to assemble Dawless setup and make it portable so I can jam on nature, completely unplugged from any socket, far from computers, etc. And also I accumulated a bunch of compact synthesizers, mostly Volcas. I'm trying to assemble sort of groove box. First thing first, we need a good base for our setup, and I found a case for tools in electronic shop. This case is quite sturdy. The handle is robust. It's important because complete setup I already assembled it previously, and it weighs almost 10 kilograms, so it's quite heavy. So it's good that there is a strap, so once you're transporting the things you can also offload your hands, which for musicians it's quite important. Okay, so I'm starting with power source for this. It should be powered by some batteries. First one is like usual common power bank. There are two USB-A outputs, USB-A and USB Type-C on the other end. So let's put it here. The next battery is a special power bank. Let's focus on it a little bit. So it's produced by Harley Benton, and a little disclaimer here, because all the stuff are not sponsored in any means. So I bought everything for my own usage, for my own money. So I'm trying to be objective and do your honest feedback on the stuff. So this power bank, I'm satisfied so far with it, because it allows you to plug any some sort of pedals, overdrives, some guitar stuff, but it also supports 18 volts output, which is important for my setup. In this particular configuration I'm using two such batteries. One will be for Volcas. Another power bank is already switched to let me show you, it's 18 volts switch here, 9, 12 and 18 volts. I'm already put it into 18 volt position, and it will power mixer. Speaking about mixer, in this configuration I'm using a proven Mackie Mix8. It's a fully analog mixer, quite simple device, but it's transparent. It does not distort sound in any means. Sound quality is good, and it has all the necessary outputs. You have separate monitoring via headphones, and you also have mine out. But the only drawback of this device, it's compact, but it needs this 18 volts powering. That's why I'm using special power banks for this. To power it, I use Korg, and also I'm using a polarity inverter adapter, because power bank, Harley Benton power bank, it has minus polarity in the middle of the socket, and Mix8 it needs to have plus in the middle. Continuing with power supply, and I ordered it on the internet. As far as I remember, it's a company called Synths. So they produce this splitter, which is compatible with Volca standard. I'm only using one socket here. It's 9 volts and 500 milliamperes. If it's not enough for some reason, there is another socket which has 2000 milliamperes of output. Now it's time to put our Volcas inside. It's one of my favorite Volcas, Volca drum, which is used as percussion element. The next one is Volca kick, and it's a heartbeat of the system. It gives you powerful punch, and also his mission is to control tempo and send synchronization signals to the rest of synthesizers. Volca FM is the most recent Volca in my collection, but of course I could not miss the opportunity to buy it, because I'm a big fan of FM sound, so why not? Part of rhythm section is Volca sample, mostly to do some extra acoustic sounds if I need, some extra percussions or one-shot samples. The last Volca in this setup is Volca bass, of course for bass sound. It might be a stranger among Volcas, but it's Roland S-1, it's not Volca, but he serves powerful, important role here, because it controls Volca FM using its internal sequencer. And on board sequencer here it has 64 steps, and unlike Volca FM has only 16, so this allows more flexibility in melodic patterns, and by its own it's powerful synthesizer for voice polyphony, so it creates this Roland S-1 sound. Connecting synchronization media out cable right away, and I'm also connecting mix in here. I'll connect it later. There is minor issue with Roland, because for example Volcas, they have this perfectly brick shape, so you have ability to tightly pack them side by side. And for Roland S-1, the issue is that you should connect something to its back, to this side, so you cannot align it. You should use some extra space for cabling in the back of the synth, which is not cool. I mostly appreciate the alignment as in Volcas, so like brick-like form factor. So for now it's time to connect synchronization cables, starting from Volca kick and connecting sync out over here with sync in on Volca sample. Also sync out from Volca sample I'm connecting with sync in of Volca FM this way, and Volca FM I'm connecting with Volca drums. This way of connecting sync cables, it does not prevent me to play on those synths, so it allows me to do something there without messing with the cables much. And sync out from Volca drum, it will go to Korg NTS1, which I will plug later, but I'm just leaving it for a while unplugged. Also, now there will be connection from NTS1 to Roland S-1 sync in. I will plug it later. And finally I'm syncing S1 with Korg Volca drums, like this. Okay, and now I have this stereo audio cable, which is plugged to mix in on Roland S-1. So I'm connecting this to Volca FM audio output. So this way I'm using one mixer line and connecting two synthesizers together. So the idea is that Roland S-1 is not playing on its own, but it uses its auxiliary input just to receive an audio signal from Volca FM, and it's used mostly like sequencer. Okay, Now it's time to connect audio cables, and starting from Roland S-1, I'm using a mini jack stereo cable, and it's split to two mono jacks. So we have stereo output from here and from here, and it's good to utilize the stereo sound. And I'm using the last thing for S1 is to connect it to powerbank and using a USB Type-C cable. Just plug it in. And there's charging indicator. This one has its own built-in battery. So once it plugged to some external power source, it starts to charge internal battery. And it indicates that connection works well. Volca Bass has a mono out, that's why I'm using mono cable. So audio out from here and connecting it to unoccupied mono channel on the mixer over here. So also another box which produces stereo signal is Volca sample. So I'm using a stereo cable here, mini jack, big jack. We have two more synthesizers to plug. First one is Volca Kick. So I'm using mono cable here. And for Volca drum, I'm using stereo cable because it also has stereo output. Now we have interesting situation because Mix8 it has only two mono channels and three stereophonic channels, but we have definitely more boxes than we have inputs on the mixer. That's why I'm using additional mixer. It's called Bastl Instruments Bestie. It's quite interesting device. I use it for mix down. So two synthesizers are mixing down to one channel. But more than that, it does some cool analog overdrive. It also has self-resonance inside. So if you are cranking knobs a little bit, it starts to scream, growl, and it's weird stuff. It actually does some extra aggression to your sound. So I could not read of this. Of course I could reroute all the cables and not use extra mixer, but this one is like more overdrive pedal here. It adds character for the sound. So it's used exclusively for drum section. So I'm connecting Volca drum into mono channel. Now let me focus here, camera. So I'm using mono, and for Volca drum I'm using stereo socket. And please pay attention to the socket in the middle. If it's unoccupied, you can use this central channel number 3, to crank up this self-resonance. And as a bonus, I have additional 2 channels, so I can use some extra sources of signal if I have some additional synthesizers. It's also powered using a USB. Let's connect this mini mixer to our main mixer. So, I could use only Bestie Mix8, Bestie mixer here, but as a mixer itself, it lacks some important functions, so you cannot do any EQing here. And if you are changing level of one of the channels, it impacts right away other channel levels. So it's more like creative mixer, but it's not ordinary mixing tool. So that's why I still need normal mixer, ordinary one, and output from Bestie. I'm routing it to mono channel. Honestly, the last box here. It's Korg NTC1 Mk2, and it will be used here as a fixed unit. So all the channels will use aux send, so we can use cool reverbs or delays here, and also built-in synthesizers. I can use it for some transients and some weird sounds. It has cool programs inside. It will receive signal from aux send on the mixer. It receives mono signal. It creates, processes it with reverb or delay or some modulation plugins, and as a result we receive a stereo signal here. Output from this box will go. The only cable I can use here, I have this big chubby with some adapter cable. In the future I will replace it with something more compact. This one is like elephant size cable, which doesn't suit the overall idea, but I have what I have for now. And I'm using aux return, which is stereo input. I'm connecting this cable here. Final result of our music processing, playing, whatever, we should out signal to some external speakers, all the recording device, whatever, our audio interface. So I need to plug the cables. And I still have unplugged synchronization cable. So sync out from NTS1 will go to Roland S-1, and another cable to plug. And sync out from Korg Volca drum will go into sync in. Okay, we have situation here that two sockets on the powerbank already occupied by a mixer and Roland S-1. That's why I will use USB Type-C out from one of Harley Benton powerbanks, which is cool. They have this ability. Remember this power splitter which I used in the beginning of the video? They all should be connected to their synthesizers. Like here. Power on. Power bank here, so let's check it. Powering it up, good boy. And you, and you, and the final one, and even NTS1. It works. So, okay, pretty much it. I'm gonna mess around with this and you will hear how it sounds. And you guys, if you like my content and you have any suggestions how to improve this, please leave your comments down below, and please like and subscribe to my channel to have more interesting video in the future.